Hi, this is Debbie with Cheyenne Life. Coming back at you with another video of an update on seeds. Yesterday I'd mentioned that I was going to be planting some more seeds, and here they are. These are in the larger pots that I have as far as a seed tray. And I do prefer this one if I can, but of course these are kind of hard, for at least for me, to find here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So I do stick with the windowsill sized or the smaller starter pot selection that they have. And this one unfortunately does not come with a lid. Some of the smaller ones, as you saw in my last video with my windowsill seed tray starter, they come with a lid. And that does make it a lot easier for the germination. But I really haven't had any issues with germination this season, so I'm not really too worried about it. But anyway, just wanted to show you what I did pot last night, or actually yesterday evening. I had someone bring me a squash that looked like a butternut squash, except it was a lot larger, called a Tahitian squash. So I will be growing that variety of squash this season, as well as red curry squash, regular butternut squash. I think this is the Waltham variety. Yellow straight neck squash, and a new squash for me this year called Cocoselle squash. It is an Italian squash that looks green with the white stripes. So that should be interesting. It's about the same size as a regular zucchini, just a little bit different. It may have ridges. I'm not real sure. Anyway, my daughter brought me this yesterday for Easter, and I think it's called a calandiva, and so it is some sort of a succulent. Kind of looks like an African violet to me. So I'll be checking into that one because I don't know a whole lot about that particular plant. So I'll be researching that and making sure of how to take care of it. But I'm sure it's going to involve some sort of African violet soil because it's a little bit different. And a little bit of another update on the cucumbers that were coming up. Still going strong. Still have lots of them coming up over there. And the pumpkins have actually made it out of the dirt and are starting to spread their leaves. And the tomato plants, of course, are still just looking wonderful. Nice thick stems. Very healthy looking plants. They look great. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and do a video as well to just show you what I'm working on this evening. I did get in a second shipment of seeds that I had ordered on Etsy that are non-GMO, no pesticides, no fertilizer, any of that. And I'm just using some of my recycled seed pods here. And these are literally, every single one of them are recycled. The tray is new. I think I only picked that up for like $1.24, but these are just recycled from previous years. I think I've had these 2 or 3 years now. And they're pretty flimsy. So I'm not worried if they tear up or anything. And they're not very big, but it'll take care of my seed needs this season because I'm running out of starter pots and it's kind of hard to find them here. Everybody seems to be into gardening this year. Wonder why? COVID. Anyway, so that's getting started. So I wanted to show you the seeds that I got from Etsy, and this was all from one particular lady in Arkansas. I forget if it was Pikeville, Arkansas, something like that. Anyway, her name is Lucinda. But I had went ahead and picked up white Crenshaw melon. I have the yellow variety of this, and I had already started some of the seeds. But I'm going to go ahead and try this one as well, since we will be expanding the garden this year. I already picked up my mushroom compost, by the way, as well as my cow manure compost. Only got 6 bags of each right now to start with, because I also need to mix that with soil, and I do need to get a shipment of composted soil. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the city route. You can order from the city here. They have a compost area where they take in all of the clippings and leaves and all of that and compost it for people to use in their gardens the next season. but I'm not real sure of the pricing, and they don't seem to have a pricing online, so I actually have to go there and get the pricing. You can't call them up either. It's very strange. I've tried calling, and you just leave a voicemail and no one ever returns the call. So I may end up having to just buy bags. We will find out. Anyway, I went ahead and picked up some pink banana squash, some sun sugar yellow cherry tomatoes. I've heard a lot about these. I haven't grown these before. I have grown the regular red cherry tomatoes and have enjoyed those, but to me they seem to be a little tart for my taste, so we'll find out if this one is as well. But usually to me the yellow or orange tomatoes are a little bit sweeter than the red tomatoes, so we'll find out how this goes. And I picked up some little tiny Tim tomatoes. We used to call these in the South Tommy toes. So I don't know if this one is the same variety. I've seen Tiny Tims a lot. I've grown them before, but I'm not real sure if it's the same as Tommy toes. So we'll find out if that one is. These are really tiny tomatoes. They are so sweet and so delicious. Everyone just loves these in their salads and whatever your tomato needs are. You can actually sun dry these tomatoes as well. And they're tiny, but they pack a powerful punch of just sweet flavor. And went ahead and picked up, I believe these are Charentois or Charentois cantaloupe. So these are a French variety. I noticed that Roots and Refuge, I follow her channel as well, she had picked up some of these as well. So I'm beginning to wonder if we actually are getting seeds from the same place, because these are non-GMO, and obviously with these little packets like this and the handwriting, these are hand picked seeds. So this is a Cicadas sweet melon, and I was very surprised at the size of the seeds. If you actually look at this versus what you would think of a regular cantaloupe seed, they are extremely small. So I look forward to growing these. I'm wondering how small they really are, but they're supposed to be a delicious variety, so we're going to find that out. I've never grown that before. And I picked up some black Krim tomatoes. Now these are supposed to be touted as being the best tasting tomato variety that there is out there. They don't get huge or anything. I mean, you can get some large tomatoes from these, but they are not quite completely black. They are red with some black striping, smudging, I would call it, variety. And I think my mother has actually grown these before, and I seem to remember the flavor. So we're going to go ahead and grow those. I have not grown them myself before, so this will be a first one for me. And these I have grown before. I was looking for them in the stores, could not find them for the life of me. I went to Walmart, I went to Lowe's, I went to Home Depot, I went to even one of our local grocery stores, because they have a section where they'll have seeds and things, and I could not find any tender green burpless cucumbers this year. So I went ahead and picked these up, and you need to check out her Etsy shop, because these seeds, even though there's only a few of them, I think there's 25 per pack, they're 99 cents, at least most of them. I think I only paid a little over $1 for one of them. So definitely check out her shop. And for non-GMO and none of that stuff, then that's great. So I got some of these. Considering our growing season here is so short, I've had quite an issue trying to grow any watermelons to size here. So this year I am going to go ahead and grow larger watermelons, and I've gotten a much earlier start on seeds and things myself. But I'm going to go ahead and grow this small variety as well. It's called the Golden Midget Watermelon, and they are a yellow rind watermelon with red flesh. So I'm going to check these out, see how they do here. They're supposed to be a really early variety. They don't get any more than like 3 or 4 pounds. So we'll find out if this one is a good one. So to me, that sounds like a personal size watermelon. And then I also picked up some of these giant ox heart tomatoes. I have had these before. I have not grown them myself. My mother has grown them before. They are heart-shaped, and they are very large, and they're very meaty, I would say. There's very little juice content to them, if I remember correctly. It's more of just a lot of flesh. They're not really can so heavily, but you just use them like slicing up on sandwiches and things like that. Very, very meaty tomato. So we will be trying that one. So that's the extent of the seeds that I got from Etsy. I tend not to buy seeds a whole lot outside. You've seen a lot of packets that I've picked up recently in stores, but those packets are very, very cheap. And I just pick them up to have extras just in case I want to try something new, or I want to just have seeds around in stock, which you can see here in my box. I always just have a flat box like this. And I just keep all of my seeds there. You can see worlds and worlds and worlds of seeds that I have saved, most of which are my own seeds. So it's going to be great to try all of these things. I look forward to seeing everything growing and the expansion of the garden. We're going to be doing a Charles Dowding no-dig section of the garden this year because we have a section of our flower beds out front that are curved. And I'm going to go ahead and get that straight all the way across. So it's going to be interesting to see how things grow since it's going to be a first season for that. Charles Dowding says that you can grow in the first season of getting everything up and going as far as setting your soil and getting your manure and compost in it. And so I spoke with him over messages through YouTube. And he says that it should work out fine. So we're going to find out. We'll see how it goes. I am not too keen on doing a Ruth Stout method, which is the straw or hay method of growing things, because I've seen a lot of potatoes that have ended up with sunburning and they turn really, really green. You cannot eat those. They're toxic to eat if you have potatoes and they are green. And also you got to be careful when you bring in your potatoes from outside after you've let them dry and cure, that when you put them in a container that you keep them out of the light, because if you get them in the sun at all, they will still do the sunburning. So that would make the peelings and everything toxic. So anyway, gonna get to planting more seeds here in a moment and getting this all labeled up and get it set up and ready to grow. So I hope that you are growing wherever you are out there in the world, because you don't know what the future may hold for us. It has been such trying times in this past year. So I wish everyone well. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to hear notices on new videos as they come out, and we will grow together for this 2021 season. I look forward to seeing everyone's gardens and all the channels that I'm subscribed to. And just make sure you do subscribe to me as well, because that way we can be all in this together. Everyone loves homesteading stuff right now. And we can all get tips and tricks for each of us and some advice. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Be well.